So today we're going to be showing you how to sign up for the Gusto payroll software. Now, what we're going to do is hop over here on the computer so you can follow along in real time. Now, one thing I do want to mention before we go ahead and get started is once you go ahead and sign up, we're also going to have some additional videos at the end of the video, as well as at the show notes down below to go ahead and learn how to actually utilize Gusto. So we're not just going to show you how to sign up. We're going to show you all the things that come with running this software. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and get onto the landing page right over here onto Gusto, which you can go ahead and check out with the link in the show notes down below. That link does help support us out, and it gets you a nice bonus for using our special partner link. You're going to see right over here on the left-hand side that I, Dennis, invited you over here to Gusto, and you actually get a $100 bonus once you run your first payroll, which again, I'll show you how to do that after today's video. Now let's go ahead and see what we need to fill in here for our content today. You can see on the right-hand side, it's going to need some personal information here for us with our company. And then I'm going to show you the additional steps after this. So you can see first and foremost, it's going to need your first and last name, the work email, the company name, the number of employees, and this obviously can change as you gain employees or, let some people go, the company phone number, and we're going to go ahead and need to set a password and confirm. And it's going to let you know what all of the information is for the password, such as needing 8 or more characters. You're going to need at least one minimum of one letter and then a minimum of at least one number as well. So we're going to go ahead and fill out this information. And once we do, we're going to click on right over here where it says create account. I'm going to show you what comes up next. Now here on the next page, it's going to go ahead and ask us to check our email to the one that we just added to. So we're going to go ahead and hop over to our email. We're going to find that one that says verify your email address, double check your spam folder if it doesn't show up right away. And from here, we're going to click on verify your email. And now that's going to take us right over here to this new landing page. First and foremost, it's going to ask us if we want to go ahead and opt in to utilizing some additional features. We can go ahead and just skip this for now or close on the top right-hand side. For our example here today, we're just going to go ahead and close this off. And now we're going to go ahead and create our company profile. So these are things we're going to have to go through to be able to fill in and complete our account. So it's going to ask you, what is your company planning to pay with Gusto? You could do yourself, employees, non-employees, contractors, and so forth. So you can check mark all the ones that are going to apply for you and hit continue here at the bottom. Next up, it's going to ask how your company currently runs payroll. You could see you are new to payroll, you use another online payroll software, or we do it ourselves manually, which was my case before finding Gusto. So whichever one of these apply to you, just go ahead and click on that and hit continue. Now here it's going to ask, what is your business entity? So if you click on here, it's going to show you all the different options for you. If you're not 100% sure at the moment, you can go ahead and click right here that says help me find out. But for most of us, it's probably going to be an LLC or sole proprietor. And then it's going to ask if you've ever elected to be taxed as an S Corp. That does change some things up. So if you don't know for sure, you can go ahead and either ask your tax accountant or you can click on help me find out. For us, we're going to go ahead and click on yes for this and then hit continue. Now, next up here, it's going to ask which US states you currently work in. So obviously you can click on more than just one if you needed to, but for our example here today, we're just going to click on one state. But again, you can click on additional if you are working in multiple states or have employees in multiple states. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and click on continue. Now next up here, it's going to ask if you have an accountant or bookkeeper helping in your business. They actually do allow you to give access to certain parts of your Gusto payroll on the back end for your accountant or your bookkeeper to make things even easier for them. But for our example here today, we're just going to say, no, I don't. And of course, you can always add them on the back end later, even if you currently do and don't want to do it at this moment. Or if in the future you have a bookkeeper or an accountant, you can give them access to those back end pieces of information. All right, so we have our chosen option here. So we're going to click on continue. So next up here, it's asking you what industry you are in. You go ahead and start filling out some information here, and then it'll populate with certain options here for you. So for our example here, we're going to go with video production. You can see a couple different options, one of which for our example says other for video industry. And then it's going to ask you sometimes additionally related questions, whether it is applicable to you or not. We're going to go no on this option. And then here it's going to ask for your company's website. You do not need to put this if you don't want to, but you most definitely can. And then we're going to go ahead and click on continue. Now here it's going to ask if you have a 401k retirement plan for yourself or for your team. So this is going to be a yes or a no. If you click on no, it's going to have additional questions show up for you if you want to have this, because on the back end with Gusto, you can actually add additional things like 401k and health plans, but those are going to be all things you can do at a later date if you don't want to do it during setup. Now, next up here, it's going to ask for your desired first pay date with Gusto. Keeping in mind, this can be changed automatically and it's not something you have to follow to a a T here. So all you got to do is click the little calendar and then choose the date that you want to go ahead and have. And it's going to just verify whatever year you're currently in. If that's the year you want to go ahead and start, if you're choosing something in the following year, it's going to just verify as well. So for here, it's going to say, will this be in your company's first payday in that given year? You can say yes or no, and then go ahead and click on continue. Now, right over here in real time, it is going ahead and creating our account. Now, next up here is going to be their recommendation on the package. And so if you actually want to go with a different version of their services, you can go ahead and click on the edit button. But based off of how many employees you might have and what you're looking to do on Gusto itself, it will give you a recommendation. This is actually a really great plan based off of the information we just plugged in for this example. But you can also add in a couple additional costs if you want to have business insurance or next day direct deposits as well. So if we keep scrolling down here for you, it's going to let you know how much is due the day that you open up your account, keeping in mind that you generally will not get charged anything until after you run your very first payroll. So you do have a little bit of time in between of creating the account and running your first payroll before you get charged on anything for the service. Now here at the very bottom of this page, there is a little checkbox over here that you just need to go ahead and mark off, understanding that your first bill will be once you run your first payroll, which honestly is a really nice thing, gets you more comfortable with using the software before needing to pay for it. You can see that this is now highlighted where it says start with this package. And keeping in mind, you can always change the level of service you have with Gusto at any given time, whether it's to increase the features or lower down to a smaller tier if you're looking to save additional money. All right, let's go ahead and click on start with this package. And just like that, we created our brand new Gusto payroll account. Now, I did mention earlier, if you want to go ahead and check out that link in the show notes down below, that's a special partner link to get you a $100 bonus after running your very first payroll service. And it does help us out so we can create more content just like this for you. Now, I mentioned earlier, if you want to keep on learning more about actually running your payroll on Gusto and some other additional tools for the software, check out my videos right over here so you can keep on learning when it comes to using Gusto.